Hello everyone, welcome back. Ram here. In my last 3 videos, we have created the read-only application. In this video and onwards, we will create the transactional application. There are again two types of transactional applications. One is the managed, another is the unmanaged. Before going to that, just revise our architecture. As you know from my architecture video, till now we just created the data model. On top of data model, we created the service definition, service binding, and we consumed in the Fiori applications. Now we will have to use the business object. The business object again have three parts. Apart from the data modeling, there is two parts because business object we reutilize or we utilize for the transactional purpose. Now we have to do the transactional things. So we need this business object which have second, third part like the behavior definition and the behavior implementation. So this business object can be implemented two types, means we can implement this business object either in the managed way or unmanaged way. The managed and unmanaged will be decided based on what kind of applications you want to develop and what you have already available. So for both the scenarios, the one thing we need, obviously data model is required. Basic things we always need, this is particular data model on top of the CDS entities that we require. Apart from the data model, you know already we have the two things in the business object. We have the behavior and we have the runtime implementation. In the behavior, what behavior means, what kind of things you want to do with this business object. Apart from the card operation, we want to do action, function, logs, e-takes, authorization, feature controls and draft handling. These all part of the behavior. And the runtime, how it will behave, means runtime implementation, when you click on something, what it should happen, how it will create the data, how it will update the data in the backend. That will be called the interaction phase and transactional buffering and save sequence. That is the part of the runtime implementation. Again, when we talk about the managed implementation, this particular runtime implementation, whatever we discussed, like the transactional buffering, or we can say the interaction phase and save sequences, implemented by the framework. You no need to write the single things to happen this. You just have to define in the BDL, business definition language, what you want to do. And that will be done by the genie called the business object framework. That will do everything for you. You just have to tell that I want to create, I want to update, I want to do delete, I want to do the draft handling, I want to do the log. This all the things I just want to define. The backend business object, business object framework, what it will do, it will implement everything. You don't need to write the code to implement this all the things. You just have to define. So that is the managed scenario. And one more things, these are the same things I have written over here. The other transactional processing, whatever we are doing, reading, deleting, updating, that is available out of the box. And the standard operation, create, update, delete, just we have to define in the definition language, BDL, and these all things will be implemented by BO runtime infrastructure, or we can say BO framework. But still, as a user, like in the ALV, we have the ALV output ready-made, but still we want to add some button and we want to click there and it should happen something. Or we want to validate some values, whatever the user enter on the selection screens. Those things still we can do in the managed scenario, like using the actions, validations and determinations. That we will discuss each and everything in this managed scenario. The main important questions come when I have to go for the managed scenario, that we will discuss in this slide. So main important, whenever you don't have any legacy code, you want to develop from scratch. So you have the ready-made, you have the tables, standard table along with the custom table. On top of that, you want to create one application and you want to do the transactional thing with those tables. This kind of scenario, and you don't have any lock object, authorization checks for tables, or you don't have anything like that, updating, create and delete standard function modules are not available with you, and you want to create from the scratch everything, then you have to come with the managed applications. You have to create this kind of because what is the advantage here? Everything done by the business object framework. You don't need to do manually each and everything. But this is the thing I just want to explain. This is also called the greenfield implementation, since we are developing from the scratch, from the everything from the scratch. Nothing is available, or something also available also, but we can't utilize that in this case. You small part available, still we want to do the, for example, I have sales order application I want to create. In this sales order application case, I have the one standard function modules and BAPIs. We can create the sales order, update the sales order, change the sales order. Everything is available. In that case, managed scenario will not work because everything is available. Why we have to do again from the scratch? We want to reutilize this, all the things, locking object or authorization checks. We want to reutilize. In that case, the managed scenario will not work. Then in that case, unmanaged will work. The managed scenario, nothing is available with you, and something is available. You don't want to reutilize also. So in that case, you can come with the managed scenario. This is the architecture overview with the managed scenario. In that, we just have the business data in form of the business object. On top of that, we will create the transactional application, and we will consume either in the web applications or Fiori applications. So apart from the business data, we have some of the reuse components, like we have the text help, or we have the value help views are there, or text views are there, or currency conversion functions, standard functions are there. Still we can reutilize. We will see in this managed scenario application how we can reutilize this reuse components. Still we can use, but we can't reutilize the function module, standard function modules or BAPIs in this managed scenario, or we have some function module developed in our legacy code. Those we can't reutilize here. Whenever we create the managed and unmanaged scenario, these are the objects we have to create. Basically, we have the database table, or if you want to create some database custom table, you have to create there. On top of that, you have to create the CDS view and interface CDS view, and the projection views, and service definition and service binding. These are for the read-only applications. But you want to do something transactional thing, then for your interface view, you have to create the behavior definition, BDL, and for projection of that BDL, you have to create the behavior definition for projection, and to implement some of the actions determination in the managed scenario. That in that time we have to create the behavior pool or ABAP classes we have to create. Or in the unmanaged scenario, we have to create, obviously we have to create, read, update, delete, everything we have to develop our own. That also we will see now upcoming application when we create. In this application which we are going to create, just we will focus on the managed scenario. So what application we are going to create? So we are going to create a travel provider application to create the application for the travel provider. So in this case, you can see one is the customer, one is the travel provider, and one is the travel agency. We want to create one application for the travel provider. In real time, if you see the travel provider, you can see the Make My Trip or Yatra. These all are the travel provider, and the travel agencies like the American Airlines, Air India, Air Asia, Indigo, Kingfisher. These all are the travel agencies are there. And the customer, we are acting as a customer. Now we have to create the application for the travel provider, so they can book the flight on the behalf of the customer. When they book the flight, they should have some screen where they can enter the booking detail. They can enter the supplement detail, what the customer want. Once they have done this thing, they want to save in the back end, and they want to change frequently as well as a travel provider. And once everything is done, once they have created the booking for that particular customer, it should be approved by the travel agency. So we have this application where the two roles should be there. One is a processor, and second one is the approver. What is the processor work? The processor will create the travel instance and manage the individual flight and aids the supplement for the flight booking. And the approver, what he will do, he will approve once the booking is created. For this thing, we have to create one application for the travel provider that we will gonna create in this next upcoming videos, and this we start from this video. Obviously, to create this application we should have three entities. In the real-time flight data model, we have the travel and demo travel entity, we have the travel table, we have the booking table, we have the booking supplement tables. So as we know from the flight data model, one travel have the n number of booking and one booking can have n supplements. For example, we have one travel instance like we want some travel like from the US to India, one flight is there on this date on this time. This is one travel entry. For this travel entry there can be n number of booking, because n number of bookings means n number of customer can book that particular thing. So one customer can book n number of supplement as well. For one booking can have n number of supplements. Supplements means I want to add some extra baggies, I want to add some breakfast or some other supplements which is provided by flight. I want to add those things apart from my flight which I want to do during this particular flight. So that also we can add in the booking supplement. So one booking can have n number of supplements. So this is the hierarchy. Now we know this travel will be the center of everything. If this travel can't exist between US to India, then I can't create the booking, and that booking can't exist without booking supplements can't exist without the booking. If booking itself not done, somebody how they can add the supplements. So this is the relationship, is the composition relationship between these tables, we can say. So this figure shows the composition relation. So booking can't exist between the without the travel, and booking supplements can't exist without the booking. So this is we have to build using the composition, and this is we have to create one business object using this three entity. In this case we can't create obviously association. Association is the loosely coupled relationship, as I told you in my comparison between the association and the composition video in this series only. We can't do that thing using here, but we have the relationship between three entities, and we will create one business object using this three by putting the composition between the travel, booking and booking supplement. So we'll start with the travel. Not only we have this man transactional data, these all are the transactional data table. We have some master data table also. On top of the master data table, we have to create the interface view, and that we have to CDS view, and that we have to utilize in this particular. We have to make connection between this transactional table and master data table, so we get the extra information. We have the flight ID, flight number, airline ID, but we have to get the airline detail from the airline table, carrier detail from the carrier table. Those also will do in this particular model. We start with our development by creating the custom tables. We have already demo tables, demo travel am, demo booking am and demo booking supplement am, which is required for our root entity creations, business object creations. But instead of using the demo table, I create my own table via copying these tables g travel underscore take am, g booking underscore take am and g booking supplement underscore take am. So I can, if I want to modify something, or if I want to add some additional field or remove some unnecessary field, that I can do as per my requirement. That is the reason. If you want to utilize this existing database table, you can use. We call this table persistence table as well. Why? Because these are the database table where actually the data will be saved and remain there. To creating the persistent, we will start with these three tables. First we will create these three tables, and on top of this three table we will create the interface view. On the travel we will create the gi underscore travel take am, gy underscore booking am and gy underscore booking supplement take am. Everywhere I have given the little bit naming convention tech, because I have used this Technomaniac tech here, and if you want to use some other naming convention you can use, or I can give booking underscore tech underscore am, booking supplement underscore take underscore am, that will be also fine. So let's jump into the system. We'll start with the table creation first, and I will not wanna show you how to create table. I just have prepared code for the at least table creation, but obviously we will create when root entity and child entity will create one by one. To start with the development, first we will create the package. I want to save my old managed scenario, this managed scenario application in one package so I can access easily when I want to access. So under the Technomaniac itself, I will create one new ABAP package as a sub package, and I will give the name as a Z. I can give Z tech underscore M. M means it is managed scenario. Wherever we are using the naming convention, you can see even table creation I showed you name underscore M. We have, that means that this is the managed scenario. That is the reason we created G tech underscore M. So managed application, or you can say manage transactional application as well, and the super package will be the G Technomaniac. Click on next button, give appropriate TR and finish it. The TR is not visible, I think, due to the black what we can say black theme, but you can see that this is created. And let me activate this. Control F3 to activate. Once it activated, first we will create these three tables. So first table will be, this is the Notepad++ I am using, the G travel tech underscore rams. Control C to create the table in Eclipse. Simple right click over there, new, other ABAP repository table. You can see, give database table I want to create. Click on next button, give the table name and give the table description. Control C, Control V, and click on next button, give the appropriate TR again and click on finish button. Okay, so I have created this table. Let me, instead of pasting one by one field, I already have all the fields. Let me copy this all the table. Control C and Control V, Control All, Control V. So in this you can see we have the table called G travel tech underscore M. In this, the client, since I want to create the client independent table, if you want to create the managed application for client independent also, that also is possible, but as of now client dependent table, that is the reason client is given, and travel ID and agency ID. And one more thing I want to tell, we have already this table available. Control Shift A, I think we have something called demo travel underscore M. This is the same table. If you see this table and this table, there is no much difference. Okay, this is the extra line only. Otherwise, when you activate this one, it will automatically remove, don't worry. But this is the same table. Why I am not using, you can utilize this table as well. Why I am not using this table? If you see, the data also available in this table, F8. If you do see the table underscore M, the data is also available. Why I am not using this table? Because I want to add some fields or I want to do something else with table. I can't do with this demo table because it's a demo table. I don't want to touch. But this I created custom table. Whatever I want to do, I can do. But in your scenario, if you don't want to create one table, then you just use this table itself instead of creating this table. And other thing is that underscore M for the managed scenario, I used one name tech to differentiate the table, Technomaniac, something like that. And you can create this as soon as you activate Control F3, and you can see the same table, whatever we have created, it is created this one. The agency ID is there, customer ID there, when the flight will begin, when it will end, what is the fees, booking fees, what is the price, currency code, descriptions, everything you can see is here. Once we created this table tech underscore M, I will create another table. Obviously the table, another table will be for the booking. This also available demo. Control C, you just search remove the Z, instead of Z you write the demo and remove the tech underscore M, you will get the table, not an issue. You just right click over here on the table and new database table, you can click and you can paste your table name and you can paste your table description. This is for booking. Control C, Control V, click on next. Is this configure transport request? I need owner, I need target description. Okay, So I think nothing it is showing. Let me select some of the column, move up this one. Okay, now it is showing, you can see. So what is the transport request, or who is the owner, and what is the description. So you can select this TR and click on finish button. So I thought why it was not showing previously, because we didn't configure that. So let me copy this one again, this booking table, Control C, the simple thing where we have the booking detail, specific booking detail, Control C. I usually not copy paste the code, but in this case this is a simple table, anybody can create. So in this case we have the table and table booking, table called booking. In the booking we have the booking travel ID. Again it is the for particular booking we should have some travel, so we are linking this booking and travel. If you open parallelly this table, I think this is not done in a standard table, but I have done here. You have to establish the foreign key relationship between them. In the GUI we have the foreign key button. Instead of doing that, we did here source code based editor, so we have to write each and everything. So in this case we have to tell that it is the foreign key, what is the foreign key label, and what is the foreign key screen check. You want to check on the particular foreign key on the screen or not, that you have to give here. And the travel key, travel ID, you can see from here. And what is the with foreign key 0 to n means 0 to, there can be the, this is the cardinality it is showing. And for one booking there will be always one travel, and for one travel there can be n number of booking. That cardinality we have given, and we have established the relationship for the current ID from this travel table. The travel ID equal to the booking table travel ID. Another detail is the booking detail is there, booking ID is there, booking date, customer ID, carrier ID, connection ID, flight date, these all things you can see. Let me activate this also, and Control F3. And one more important thing, we have semantic currency code conversion that I already explained in the CDS also, which we have created in read-only applications. So in the table also we have to give for the particular amount what is the currency code, that you have to mention here. That is very important when you create the table. And what is you can see here also I have given the, this is the currency code we are using for this particular amount. And here also we are using the particular flight price. What is the currency code? This is the currency code from the same table. Okay, I have activated this one. Last table I need to create, that will be the, let me create quickly, Control C. You can do again, just right click on your table, create new table, just Control V, and you have to give appropriate description. Obviously this is booking supplement table, V and Control V, and let me click on next button. What is this 17 character? This, I think this table name is more, so we have to reduce this particular. So instead of take, what I can give underscore m, take m I can give. Okay, that is fine. Underscore I have removed, we have to remember, or we can do something else. TE booking supplement. Okay, let me remove h, TEC underscore m, let me give, or let me remove SUPPL, that will be good. Let me click on next, select the appropriate TR and click on the finish button. If you want to create new TR, you can create for your own, and you can save all the object in one TR. That is again one more thing. Let me minimize this one, and let me again copy paste this one. The one thing we have to remove, L we have removed, we have to remove the L this from this particular table. Control C, Control Alt, Control V. Let me delete this one. L let me remove from here, because we removed everywhere, so we have to remove everywhere here. Travel supplement L. Again I establish the foreign key relationship between this particular table and the travel ID, and this table particular table and the booking is the same foreign key relationship which we are using in normal GUI. So I don't want to go in depth. Or one more thing I have to do, the L we have to remove from here, L we have to remove from here. Booking supplement. Okay, booking supplement ID L. Shift F1. Let me activate this as well. So this is the same table. We have the, for that particular booking supplement, what is the price, what is the booking supplement ID, what is the currency code, and when it code changed last time. These all the details are there. Apart from this, we have the travel ID and booking ID. We establish the relationship between the travel ID and booking ID with the our booking table. So the point key relationship basically we have established. Something else. Okay, let me activate Control F3. It got activated successfully. You can see here. Till now we have created 3 tables: travel TechM, booking TechM, and the booking supplement TechM. Now on top of this 3 table, we will create the interface views. So our first interface view will be the GI travel underscore take underscore M, and second will be the booking TechM underscore M, and GI underscore booking supplement TechM underscore M will be the last one. So this will act as a root entity, and these two act as a child entity. So first we will create our root entity. So let me create my root entity CDS view. Control C and go here. Since I have to, let me close, this is not required, this two, let me close it. And since I have to create on top of travel underscore take underscore M, so I right click on this one, new data definition I want to create. I can give the name, and you can give travel root entity like this, you can give, and click on next button. You can select the appropriate TR, and I want to create as of now view entity, and then I will convert it into the root entity. So as of now I will create simple view entity. Click on finish button. So all the fields by default will come from this particular table, and this is how we created on top of this particular table CDS view entity. Now what we will do, we are getting error, we will resolve the error, and amount field is there, it's asking for currency. You know how to solve this from my previous video. @semantics, we have to give semantics dot amount control space dot control space currency code equal to, what is the currency code in this case, this is the currency code. I have to give the currency code. Control P. The same way, what I have to do, I have to give the different, Control C. For total price also I have to give the currency code. That's it. Shift F1, Control F3. This is how we created the CDS view entity. So in general, this CDS view entity is not giving the enough information. It is having the agency ID, but it is not having agency informations. ID, I can't understand anything in the list report page. I just see the agency ID 1, 2 or A. I didn't understand. I want additional information about the agency. That I will get from the agency table, /demo agency table. On top of agency table, I have to create the interface view, and that interface view I have to associate with this particular entity, then only I can get those information. So now what I will do, I will link this entity with the different master data entities to get the agency ID detail, customer ID detail, and other detail as well. So for doing that, I already have the connection, what all are the detail I want to get. For the agency ID, I have to get the detail from the agency table. So on top of agency table, there is already one CDS entity is there created by the demo environment. I will use this CDS entity directly, and I will explain first this particular CDS entity, what all are the things doing in that, then I will not use directly here. Control Shift A, Control V. You can see demo underscore I underscore agency. Let me open it parallelly and minimize it. I don't want to unnecessarily create all the CDS entity, because in my last video I have created a lot of CDS entity and explained most of the annotations. Just we will revise some of them, and some of them are new, just we will do here. So as I told you, agency information we will be having inside this agency table. To get the agency information, if you open this agency table and do F8 here, you can see for the agency ID, what is the agency name, what is the address, what is the postal code, which city it resides, all the information we are having in this particular agency ID table. This information I want to display in my front end. Front end means in my applications. So on top of this table, we have already one CDS entity called the demo_I_agency, and this CDS entity I will call directly in my CDS and travel CDS entity root view. Before going that, this particular CDS entity also linked to the another CDS entity called the I country to get the country informations. Apart from that, you can know already, you know why we use object model.text annotation to display the text along with the ID. So we did that thing in our connection read-only application, where we are displaying the airline information along with the airline ID. Same way, in that case we were using the association, but in this case we have to use the, in that scenario what we did, we displayed the tax information from the association. But in this scenario, what we are doing, the tax information from the same CDS entity we are displaying. That is the reason we are using element, and in that scenario we were using the association and we were giving the association name. So you can see we have given the name field, and name field, if you go there, here it is the semantic text equal to true, so it will act as a text for any ID. So this is again the this annotation should be used along with this annotation, then only it will work, otherwise it will not work. And second thing, the search annotation, what is the use of that also I have explained, to create the search field on top of our list report page. And when we want to make some field as a searchable, for that we have to give this annotation. For example, for name I want to make the searchable, so I have given the search default search element equal to true. To enable the fuzziness, I have to give this annotation, and these are the semantic annotations. So semantic annotation give the information like that. For example, some date is there, it is a start date or end date, or it is from date or to date, it is local date, or what kind of date format it is there. That kind of information we can give using the @ semantic. Not only the date, if it is the address information, if it is the organization information, if it is the as per the OData standard, we have to give these annotations, and based on these annotations our OData file will be generated, and those OData file will be used to display this information in appropriate format in the, or render this information in appropriate format in the front end. So that is the reason they have given this particular agency is the organization name. So they have given that to tell that this particular field acting as a organization name, we have given this one. This particular field acting as an address, and but in specifically street, so we are telling that this is the street, this is the zip code, this is the city, and this is country, and this is telephone number. Type is this is the telephone number, and this is the email address. So this is the all part of semantic annotations. I will give some what all are the semantic annotations are there, and what all are the information we are giving. We have to give this the annotation, that one link is there. I will give, this is giving the detail about the semantic, what all are the annotations are available. We have to give those information, and once we give those information, it will display as per the standard in the front end. Apart from that, if it is large object, we have to give, if it is attachment, what is the attachment type we have to give is form of the MIME type. We have to tell this is the attachment, and this particular type is giving the MIME type, and what kind of object is there, what is the file name, those also information we have to give. This particular attachment is there, for that what is the name of that file, that also we have to give. So this is how the semantic what we can say annotation works. So these are the other semantic rated by date, I already told you. Other semantic operations are there, and one association also we have there with the country, which is giving the additional information, because again the country here displayed in form of the country code. For displaying the country description, we have one already association on the country, and this is how this particular annotation got created. Now in the same way, what I will do, I will select from this particular agency table in my root entity travel entity view. So what I will do the association I will give the cardinality here. In this case, either there will be there or 0 to 1. I can say association to which entity I want to create, association to this particular entity, and I have to give the alias name is underscore agency. I have to give some on condition, obviously on, and dollar projection. I want to dollar projection tab and give the agency ID. For this particular agency ID, we have to map equal to underscore agency, control space you can do, you will get dot control space agency ID you will get. But I think dollar projection agency ID we have to give like this, control space agency ID. Now it is okay. Delete, Shift F1, control F3. This is how we have connected one CDS entity to the another CDS entity to get the extra information. Still we are getting warning. What warning? Because we didn't use, so we will expose this particular, we will not consume particular field. Instead of doing that, we will expose this particular CDS and or association in our CDS list. You don't know what is the association, how to create CDS view entity. I will recommend you to watch my CDS series. I have explained in detail there. So let me activate again, control F3. So this is how we have connected the demo underscore I underscore agency. Let me connect another entities also. Let me go to my PPT. So second is the customer. To get the customer detail, control control C, control shift A, control V, demo underscore I underscore customer. This is again on top of the customer table, which is giving the customer informations, and again same way we are getting the country information from this country association. In this one also, this is also searchable, and there are some of the elements which is enabled search for them. And we have the last name is a tax ID for this one. This all the annotation we have seen the agency also, and we have already discussed in detail in my read-only applications. If you didn't watch initial video of this series, just go and watch it out. You will understand this all the annotations I have explained in detail. Apart from semantics will give the some information that what kind of field this one. So this is like that. So for example, this is the name, this is the family name, and this is the family name means last name we can say, or this is the given name. And same way this is prefix, means this is title, name, prefix is there. These are all are the semantics one, and default search you already know. And one more thing, value help definitions. If you watch my previous video where there also I have explained, I want to get the value help for this particular country code. I'm giving the association name and which field will give this particular value help, that I'm giving in the element. Like that we can use the value help as well. Okay, this is our again the demo. We can't change, so let me increase little bit size. So you can see use for validation. So in this case they are using for the validation for, as whenever somebody enter some wrong field, it will give some appropriate error. So this is how this particular CDS. I will link this particular CDS entity also with my travel entity. So let me copy same way. What I can do, control C, customer information I want to get, go enter and enter, shift F1. So association again, association this time also 0 to 1 relationship only. Association to this particular table, control V, as underscore customer, CUSTOMER. On projection, dollar projection, again I will give the same thing. I will give here control Y. I will give so we can see here on dollar projection. Dot control space you can give. This time customer ID we are getting, so we have the customer ID somewhere. Yeah, this one. Equal to this particular underscore C, control space customer dot control space customer ID. We are mapping customer ID with the customer ID. Since it is the key field, we will be having the one entry only, so that is the reason association 0 to 1. Shift F1, and I will expose this also, otherwise I will get again warning. Control V, shift F1, Control F3. Same way I will add my third CDSU entity also. Let me go to here, I currency, Control O, Control C. Let me go here again and we see what is this one, Control C, A, Control V. This is I underscore currency is the interface view. This is not part of the demo, but we can utilize in our, again this is on top of the ticker C table and ticker X table, which is giving the currency detail. What is the currency, what is the currency description over there. If you do F8 over here, you will get all this detail over here. So currency, what is the currency, sort code, alternative currency code, and other information. If you see the association, follow the association. Here it will give the currency text. What is the text for the particular this currency in different languages. Okay, for example, in English it is Afghani currency. So like that we can get the information. The currency detail, if you want to get, I have to get from the I underscore currency. So I have one thing, something called the currency code. For my currency code also I want to get some detail. What is the currency code and what is the description of currency code? That information I want to get. That again I will link this I currency with the using the association. But one more important thing here, I think so most of the annotation we know, search equal to searchable equal to true, semantic currency code equal to 2, that also we know, object model is, these all are the same. One more thing, search dot ranking, I didn't explain this one. In the normal, in the search equal to true, we create the one search field on top of the our list report. But when we give the ranking as a high, means whatever, if suppose you enter the EUR, so EUR is a currency can be there, or it can be some country name or something written like the European. So in this case, if you ranking, if you give high, then EUR field will become first, then European field description will come later. So you like that, if you based on the ranking it will search. So in this case it is high, so it will give the more priority here whenever it will search. So they have different table. Again, the currency text they are getting, as I show you in the from the association for this particular currency code, and the decimal values and all other detail we are getting from here. It will be very useful. You can see they are using call as function. You don't know call as function, I have explained in my CDS series, and the advanced open SQL statement as well. In that, what we are doing, we are just getting the currency code if it is available in ticker X table. If it is not available, by default we are giving 2. So like that we are using the call as cast function also. I have explained, they are casting into the particular value. So these are the things we know from the CDS basics. So CDS will not live in the RAP. It is very important to learn CDS before going to learn RAP. So let me go association again. This time I will give 1 to 1 you can give, because there will be always one currency available. In this case, association 2. This particular I underscore currency, Control C, Control V is underscore currency. I can give CURRENCY on dollar projection. This time projection list I have currency code, so Control space I will give, enter currency code equal to, from the currency also I have to get C Control space currency code I want to get, or I want to get currency first, currency association dot Control space I can give. Here also I want to get the currency code. So currency code is there. One second, let me see that this is currency. I think, let me see F8, let me do what is the currency here, I underscore currency, let me do F8. You see currency is this one, first field only, so I will use currency only, Control space, I will use currency only. Currency code equal to the currency, in our table, that is the currency code, there is the currency. Okay, the same thing what I will do, let me do shift F1. And I will expose this one as a expose association. So we shift F1, Control F3. And the last thing, the same way we will do, last thing also, that will be our value help for the overall status. there is one status field is there, Control C. I want these three help to get the agency detail, customer detail and currency detail, but for the value help also we have a status field in our screen, Control C. For that we want to create the value help. I would have added later point of time also, but I just want to concatenate and we will see directly list that I have already shown you in the read only application, so you already know why we are creating. To agency detail and customer detail we are getting, and to get the value help for this particular field called the status field is there. We have some overall status, we want to get the value help. To do that we have association. Let me see this one first. Control Shift A, Control V, overall status value help is there. This is the same way it is giving the overall status value help. Overall status means it is already booked or it is rejected, or that status it is giving using this overall status text. So there are all, if you see F8, there is 3 values are there, I think so. Open, accepted or rejected, like that. This is the 3 value, and this text open, accepted and rejected text we are getting from this one. So let me associate with that also. Association again, there will be always one, or if it is blank, so that is the reason I am giving 0 to 1 to Control V. This particular is underscore status, or we can give underscore status. Let me give on condition here, on dollar projection, space projection dollar projection dot status is there. We have what is the name, overall status. Control space you will do, overall status should equal to underscore status dot Control C status ID, something overall status we have. We are giving the associating based on this one, Control C, Shift F1, Control F3, and we are exposing as a status this. Control V, Control status. Oh, we have to status. Shift F1 and Control F3. So that's how we prepared our root entity. But okay, there is some issue. What is this issue? Let me see. The error log. 4 error. Status is unknown. Oh, let me see. I given the status. Okay, in on condition also I have to give status. Shift F1, Control F3, and it got activated, I think so. Okay, so this is how we created our root CDS entity, but I didn't declare is a root. In my next video, what we will do, we will declare is this root entity, and we will declare the another booking entity and the booking supplement entity also, and we will put the relationship. I might not explain this much detail. I will just put all the things and together I try to explain if something is new, some annotation is new, but we will put those details directly there most probably, and we will try to do from here. We will, because this video is becoming longer. Before going to that video, another video which we are going to create, before going to that video, you just like this video, share this videos with others as well. Whatever feeling about this video, this content is helping or not, please write it down in comment section. With that, thank you and happy life.